Welcome back to Big Six Outdoors. We're getting into the mid-October, the time of year we start looking forward to all year, what we work towards. We got some stands that we don't go to until it gets this time of year when we feel like it's the pre-rut and whatnot. And we held off and got some wins that we thought was the wins to go to these stands, and we went in and down on the sewer line to a stand.
Oh, I love that stand down there. Just the atmosphere down there and them bottoms of where that stand's at just makes you feel like you could see a buck at any minute.
Right.
But you had a time down there this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I slipped off in that stand on this hunt and got in there real good that evening. I got in early and got set up, and everything was just wonderful. And had an acorn tree dropping, and does had been working it and all. And
this is some funny footage, y'all. I mean, y'all, take a look at this and what happens.
No matter what you do, you know, you take a shower before you get in the tree. You watch every step you take, and stuff happens, I guess.
Yeah,
wind is uncontrollable.
Yeah, on a serious note, it don't take, I mean, bow hunting, the wind has got to be just right.
Yeah, it does.
It can make you or break
It can. You know, that deer happened to go down that trail where he ain't supposed to go in the evenings. He's supposed to be coming from that way, but he did go that way, and that's the way the wind was blowing, and he caught me, so that's all I can say.
Well, you come back a couple of days later and
yeah, a couple
of
days later, I had slipped back in that stand a couple afternoons later and got in real good and got set up, and those acorns was pouring out of that tree.
I'm down on the sewer line. It's just now getting where it's going to start getting where we can move into some stands we hadn't got into yet. And I hunted this stand Saturday and saw 2 spots. Got a red up right here behind me dropping acorns, so they can come and dead. So would be a good evening.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm filming those deer, and like I said, that squirrel's barking back there, and And the deer run off, and I turned to look to see what's back there, and I see this coyote standing in the sewer line.
Yeah, I bet you thought it could have been one of those big bucks.
I thought it was one of the big bucks. That's what I had on my mind. Well, the coyote comes up in there, and I don't think in my mind was I'm going to get an arrow in this thing. Somewhere I got to get an arrow.
It just instantly changes from, once you realize it's a coyote, it's like you got to get something.
You got to do something, because those things, boy, they so rough on your phones, and they're just terrible for your property. Folks, if you can get an arrow or anything in a coyote, you got to do it. So I had never gotten one with my bow, and the only thing I had on my mind was to get an arrow in it.
Well, after you littered the place up over there with with coyote, you finally decided to abandon ship, and
I decided this ain't for me. This is a haunted stand. I'm gonna turn it over to somebody else. I'm moving on to greener pastures.
It's October the 16th. Saving this stand. Season's been open for a month, and we got this, what we call Old Mexico. About 3 years ago, we come in here and cleared this out. There's a log yard. At the end of these pines where it meets the clear cut was an old log yard, and we come in here and cleaned this out. Made a food plot. We hadn't been back here, hadn't been nobody back here. We got this planted in clover. It turned out to be a beautiful little food plot, and it's tucked back in. And we've got some bucks working back here. We're not going to shoot any does. We're going to just see what we can do on a buck. We're going to buck hunt only this evening. Stick around with us and let's see what happens. Beautiful place. Been looking forward to getting in here. One of those 6 points that we've been wanting. We've got plenty of pictures of him. Been wanting to get him out of here. Another 3-year-old, I hope. He come out in the back there, and I was watching him. Looking at him with binoculars, trying to decide if he's a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, but I think he's a 3-year-old.
We have some stands that we've been holding off on going to, and I went back to Old Mexico and seen a 5-point early, and then 3 does, and then this buck come across, another one of these. Wanted to get out of here, so I took him and got him up here. Pretty good old buck. Not real old, but like I said, he's another one of them. No brows is nothing. He's got a little bit of tines, but not much to mount to nothing. So, hey, they're all good ones.
Well, we moved over to that other stand, and you seen what happened. I tell you, that time of the year, you just never know what happened. Jay had been texting me that evening, and he had shot a deer, and Ben's over on another stand, and lo and behold, didn't know Ben had shot a buck. So I tell you, that was an awesome evening.
That was an awesome evening. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys, and be sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and we'll check you later. Hoo-yah!